Hey, this is Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and welcome to my new series, HTML5 and CSS3. So this particular this video here is going to be talking about finding your IDE, Integrated Development Environment, or your text editor. So there's a couple things that you can do. If you don't want to use a text editor and you want to go old school, you could go like new folder and then just call it HTML5, and then in here create a new document, a new text document that you call test dot or index.html. And then when you open it up, you could open it up in your browser and that will work. So you just save it when you open up the text document, and then save it as the HTML, and you'll be fine. And then you can open it. But I'm going to suggest some other IDEs for you. So now, if you're a big fan of if you're watching my Java series, then you might know Eclipse, which is this guy right here. There's another version of that called aptana, which is this guy right here, which is basically a plugin. You could either get the plugin for Eclipse and use the Eclipse you already have, or get the studio here, which I would probably suggest getting the whole studio. This is a free software because Eclipse is free, so it's using the same license, and you could go with that. And there's also NetBeans. Let me go ahead and bring up that window. So here is, you also have the Komodo Ide. Let me go ahead and drop this smaller. Komodo Ide, which is ActiveState.com Komodo Ide. This one seems pretty good. It's got a lot of languages, so you could use it for a long time. But here's the aptana, so www.aptana.com. You click on products, and you click on downloads, and you get Studio 3, and then you download it for whichever system you have. Or you could get NetBeans, which is pretty deep as far as having Java support and other stuff like Swing support and things like that. And then of course there's this guy that I really want to check out. The previous ones are all free. All three of those are free unless you buy the Komodo Ide for a price. But this JetBrains website's got some crazy IDEs that I would eventually like to try. So if you really want to get into it, then you could buy this particular software, and some of them have community editions where you could get it for free. I don't think this one does. But what I'm going to be using, because I have the Creative Suite from Adobe, I'm going to be using Dreamweaver. But you could also use Edge Code, which is in preview right now, which is a lightweight IDE, lightweight text editor, and but I'm going to use Dreamweaver because I could have live update and show you really quickly without having to launch a browser. And that's the other big thing about aptana. This is what I would suggest, but you're going to need to install Firefox. This guy uses Firefox, so I will. If I'm gonna start using aptana, then I will switch during my channel, and you'll notice when I switch to aptana, which is probably what you guys are gonna be using. But for right now, I'm gonna be using Dreamweaver because I'll show you the interface right now. So here's the interface. Right now you can only see the cutout of this portion right here. My mouse is going off, so I can crop it so you can get a better view in 720p of what the code looks like. So in this case, if I just edit some code and I click on the other side, it'll automatically update it for you so you can see quicker. The problem is that what this has and what aptana does not have is that if I do like H2, it will not auto-complete the brackets. So that's a problem. So aptana is a lot better at formatting that. Let me go ahead and show you some aptana. So I'm going to pull up aptana. And also, by the way, aptana was acquired by Appcelerator, which is the developer of the Titanium multi-platform mobile development publisher. So that, and also if you notice and you look on Appcelerator or Titanium site, you'll notice that their IDE looks very similar and also uses Eclipse, because chances are the reason why they acquired aptana is because that's what their editor is using. So it's a very, very powerful and very, very desirable studio. It's great to work with, and you see here that it's very, very smart, just like Eclipse has always been. As you see in Java, I'm a huge fan of Eclipse, so I really do want to continue using it. And here you see it automatically completed the block. It still is a little weird, and I still would like to get to it, but you see it automatically indented there. And then on, so it's very awesome. I will probably switch to this guy eventually, but if I hit run code here, it'll say you know, save yes, and it says you need Firefox 1.5 or greater in order to for Java debugging. So yeah. It will not let you run it unless you have Firefox to run the Firefox in. Even though I don't think there's nothing in here for that. And if you do want to run it in here, how you're going to create a new file is you go File, New, and then just do Web Project. And then just do basic web template, and it says web template, which only includes the default index.html file, and then you hit next, and then you include your project name here and hit finish, and there you see the project name, and you're done. That's it. And then you can go ahead and continue on. Yeah. So, but as you can see right here, it's not going to be nearly as quick to show you how it runs. You know, not unless it shows it in the console here, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to format it there in the console like you see in Java. It's going to have to require you to open up a browser and run in your browser. So that's why I'm going to use Dreamweaver and do that type of thing. So yeah, so this is our you know, get this all set up and make sure that it works for whichever method you're going to do, text file, NetBeans, or aptana. I would suggest aptana. Because I love Eclipse and you see the formatting skills there. But you could do NetBeans, or if you do have Creative Cloud, you could either use Adobe Edge Code Preview or Dreamweaver here. And Dreamweaver is also something else you could also look at. This is a design. This has a design, so you could, you know, you could just pull stuff in there and just, you know, it's a it's got a certain name for it, WYSIWG editor, something like that. It's basically a visual HTML and CSS editor, so you could do all different kinds of stuff and, you know, do CSS transitions, CSS designer, and all that kind of stuff inside the editor here. So that's why I wanted to kind of get a little more acquainted with it, and eventually I'll have tutorials on this specific platform. But right now we're just going to use it because I could just click in here and you automatically see the code. And if I switch back to live, there you go, now you automatically see the code. Alright, so this has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and I'd like to thank you for watching my first video in my new series, HTML5 and CSS3. And hopefully you could grow along with me as well, because I'm not super great at web. But I will show you what I've learned, and hopefully you could learn with me, because I've mainly only previously done scripting like Java, C, and C++. And also those series will be coming soon as well, so stay tuned for those. So if you this has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and I thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos from this series and other series such as my Java and the C and C++ one coming soon. And thank you for watching.